Games are becoming very expensive, so it is always very nice to find inexpensive gems. The name is Wolf, and this is I Am Legion Stand Survivors, a kind of different interpretation of the Vampire Survivor genre with a lot of meta progression. I'm a big fan of that. We also have different templates. I'm going to go with my physical template, but yes, you can set up different versions for different builds that you want to try out. I'm going to go with physical. We have different weapons. These are stands, like Brotato. You have different weapons floating around you. In this case, we have different people, and we can kind of put them together in a kind of team fight tactics approach. Auto chess, I suppose, is the word I was looking for. We have different playable characters as well. Some of them are kind of hybrid and tanky. Others might be pure magical focused. So it kind of depends on what you kind of want to do. But yes, without further ado, let me just dive into some gameplay, because that's really why you are here. So yes, as you can see, we're floating around with a singular knight. But the game also has a bunch of quality of life, which is very, very good. I'm excited to show you that, because it allows for a lot of comfort in case you feel like you have to remember a lot of things. Because when you start this game, it's a little rough because everything is locked and hidden. But once you unlock things, you can start to really benefit from some quality of life. Because once you have a character that you want to build, for example, let's say the Valkyrie, you can turn it on and then it will show you if one of the necessary pieces is present in the shop. And when you have all the pieces, it will no longer show that piece except the ones you need. It's very quality of life. However, I am looking for a very specific piece. A very specific one. Let's see if I can actually find it. It's always a little tricky. There's also set bonuses, by the way, depending on what you want to do. But that's neither here nor there. I'm looking for you. Perfect. Let's turn that on. And now when one of the units that we need for this shows up, it will... Wow, that's very generous. Thank you, game. There you go. 3 units. Just like that. I'm actually going to sell this one. Get one more roll out of it. Beautiful. I'm going to lock you. And then we can also fuse them together, in case that is possible. Sometimes you only need like 3 of a certain unit. So if you have 2 2s, that's 4. So you would lose out on the value of 1, because it eats all of it like that. But those are like the little quirks that you have to figure out as you play the game. But as you can see, it's very Vampire Survivors, very Brotato. But unlike Brotato, you can see there's doors here. 200 gold. And we have the resources on the top left. The purple fire called souls is the resource we require to, as you can see, to roll and to buy. Let's actually get you. And once you have everything you need for a particular upgrade, you can synthesize, but that also costs currency. And we are 1 short, so we'll just buy this and go next. And that's kind of how you build up your force. Now, there are very tough bosses in this game if you don't have enough power, and some units are very good at like clearing entire screens, but they might not be very good at doing boss damage. So depending on that, you have to really kind of navigate your meta progression and your skill level to what is possible, lest you find yourself with a loss, because it is quite easy to lose. I'm actually going to upgrade my Greatsword Guard, because as you can see, every 12.5 seconds, it's going to give me a permanent physical attack. That counts for everybody, but I'm actually 1 short, so that's a bit of a bummer. In that case, we'll just get the Fire Boy, and we'll sit on it. I think I just accidentally forgot to buy or lock something as well. We also have equipment, which is a little interesting, almost kind of mini game, which requires the metal, the irons on the top left. And for those who are wondering on how to gain fire or souls, you level up. You can start with more souls at the beginning through meta progression, and touching the statues itself also gives you a little bit. But I typically find it always best to have as much souls as you can. They do spawn automatically, so sometimes a little patience goes a long way. But as you can see right here, we have a door we can open, and we get a blessing. And we can roll a little bit if you have the meta progression. Now, we know we're going to go physical, so magic power doesn't do anything. We have a character that scales a lot of health naturally, so I'm going to roll here. Physical crit damage or more XP drop. Crit damage is nice, but I actually want more XP. More XP allows for more souls. It also allows for more passive scaling, because remember, we have that physical passive, or that hybrid passive per every X levels. So levels do matter. As you can see, we just leveled up as well. So let's touch the statue. We get some more souls. Very good. There's nothing here. So we're just going to synthesize this Great Sword Guard with the attack passive. So now we're scaling permanent attack damage as well. We have some additional money. So let's just roll that down. Another one. Perfect. Very lovely. And as you can see, it no longer tells me to get the rocket soldier parts that are required to make Guan Yu. But it will tell me all the other ones. So it's kind of like a smart... what's the word I'm looking for? Shopping list. A smart shopping list. Is that a way we can do it? But as you can see, we have the similar parts right now. Pickup range, not very good. So let's just slam those together. And now we have common bracer. Every single time you slam things together, it will become a random new item. And you can upgrade them all the way to legendary. That's the furthest I've seen it. But you can also sell them or kind of re-roll them with gold. But we want gold for the doors. And as you can see, I did not actually sell my cheap white items. There's a trick. There's different tiers of anvils. The longer you go into the game, the more powerful the anvil. Right now, we're at white anvils. So selling anything that is white or better happens at a loss. If you want to sell the white items at max sell price, you have to use a green anvil. And we're going to show that soon as well. Ooh, we also have a special attribute. Not very special. As you can see, right now it's 5 iron that we get back. But if we use a green anvil, it goes all the way up to 10. And it does max out at 10 for white items. I think 25 is the max for green items. And at blue anvils, that's the highest anvil I've seen. Well, that's just the best you can get right now in the game. Let's grab another level. Look at that. 13, 17. Perfect. Let's do some rolls. What else do we have? Maybe I should prepare for another Guan Yu. Or maybe I should set up for a legally distinct One Punch Man. Possibly. Because, yeah, the more you roll, the less power you have. Because you're wasting it on rolls, right? You're not actually getting more units. So let's actually keep on trucking. That seems fine. Let's likely lock that. I'm rolling too much already. Because I always want to make sure that I at least have 3 left. Just in case I need to buy something. Because now I can't get a free roll. I'm losing out on value of the free roll if I touch another statue. Let's actually level up before we touch that next statue, though. And then I want to go to the other room, because more rooms means more stuff can spawn. Like eggs and treasure chests. And those are very valuable. Let's touch that. Let's see, we'll buy you. I cannot actually synthesize it, because we're 1 short. Look, I lose out on 1 because I wasted value earlier. Absolutely awful. Nothing else here that's important. I can roll once. I did get a machine gunner, but we don't need it because we already have one. I need fire. I need another fire. Now, my personal goal is always to get an epic unit before the first boss. That's currently my goal. So let's see if we can do that. Chests will drop a lot of gold, which is very powerful for opening up more doors or re-rolling items. Another level. Let's touch it. There you go. Another machine gunner. Not very important. We have 3, so let's not roll. But as you can see, we are ready to synthesize Guan Yu, which is going to absolutely scale our damage to the moon. Which is very, very lovely. Now, we are a hybrid character. So if we had taken the swordsman, which is pure physical, we would have perhaps even benefited more for it. But this is like a very tanky character. Those are the very first characters you start off with. Ooh, look at that. Lots of eggs. Let's pop them. They kind of give you pseudo-elites. They give you a lot of XP. There's meta progression as well to make them spawn more, which is very important to get more and higher levels. Very good. Let's be a little greedy. Get 1 more level before we touch the statue with both hands. Okay, let's see. We have magic crit, but we are physical focused, so let's get rid of that. Let's combine the shoes. Ooh, attack growth. Attack growth stats are basically free stats you get every, I think, 5 or 10 seconds. So we want to keep on to that, because that's pure raw damage for free as long as we hold on to it. As long as it's active in our equipment. And you keep the stats even if you drop it, I believe. So let's actually see. Once again, we don't want to sell, because we only want to sell white items once we get to the green anvil. I am holding on to a magic item right now. I should have not done that. I technically should have switched to a white item that scales my defense or physical stats. But I'm just showcasing. So pardon the ineffective, the suboptimal plays. Although white items are not that powerful, so it's not really going to make or break a game. Let's touch a statue. Ooh. We are setting up another Blade Warrior immediately as well. But first and foremost, Guan Yu. Look at that. He is going to be really, really good. He's already going to hit for 27 point K, and we're very early in the game. And he's going to attack, scale our physical. And once again, we're very early in the game, right? So this is going to get a lot of value. A lot of it, which is very good. I do want another one, so let's make sure we have the second one. But you also kind of want to have another unit that helps with damage. Because you can get infinite scalars, and that's fine. But yes, you can check out the glossary to see what you need to do to unlock things. Because if an item or a unit has a question mark, it does tell you what to do to unlock it. But you can't actually lock it like you can with other items, which is a bit of a bummer. Now, we are focusing on physical. That Wolf Knight is magical, sadly. It's really unfortunate. So what I do want to do is find my legally distinct One Punch Man. There it is. He hits like an absolute truck. Already 185. Take that into comparison to, the 27k here. But then again, this is like every 4 attacks and skills you, where the other guy does need a little bit of a cooldown, but is a giant AoE that hurts like hell. That's the first character as well that I started critting over 1 million with, which is very, very attractive. So, there you go. Let's make sure we tap him on as well. We have 1, so we don't roll, and we go next. And that's kind of the flow. I kind of explained the game here. So hopefully you guys are still locked in. I'm not sure exactly what is the best kind of damage type, because it really depends on what you prefer and what character you are playing. I do, however, strongly recommend kind of sticking to a certain character, because meta progression at the beginning definitely is a strong difference between being able to make it and not. Ooh, look at that. We have an office worker. There you go. We are 3, so we don't roll. Office worker is another scaler, but for money. So yeah, you do have a lot of options. I'm actually going to take the anvil right here. Let's combine some items, see what we get. Physical crit. Let's actually remove this old wooden staff now. This is magic crit. We also have cloth robes here. I don't care too much about the ores, so I'm just going to take some life. Because I can. Life does scale our punchy damage. The passive effect of the character, so it's kind of a little bit of damage, so you're not wasting anything, and dead damage always dies after all. Very important. Let's get our bazooka, our RPG launcher out. Very good. We're below 3, so let's hold on to this. Very strong unit this as well. Look at that, all that fire. Very good. And it scales with physical, I believe, so there you go. We got +3 physical damage. Right now we're at 171 and scaling. We also have a new door opening, so let's go. 450, which means a new blessing. Ooh, okay. This is interesting, because yeah, this is eco, which is very good. But I want power, so do I risk it for a biscuit? Nah, I'm just going to take the wealth accumulation. It's too powerful to give up on an epic. What are my achievements this run? 5 rooms. That is very important. You need a lot of money for that. So maybe that was the right play. I knew that. Totally. Yeah, new room. As you can see, new things are spawning. The statue has changed color. And as you can see, normally we would get 4. But if we touch it right now, we're at 10. It gives us 6. So it gives a little bit more. Other than that, though, nothing really has changed here. So we're just going to roll another one of these. Beautiful folk. Ah, double baldy. Very lovely. As you can see, office worker does do magic, although ironically he turns into a physical financial advisor later, which I'm not sure how that works, but there you go. Let us continue. There are some units that are like magical based, where you would truly expect them to be physical based, and vice versa. It's really interesting. So don't trust your gut. Make sure to check with absolute certainty. Okay, I don't need that much move. You know what? I don't need the... Let's go damage is what I'm going to go. and do. We don't need life. Look at that. We are, even without the bonus life from that chest, we are already at 980, which is perfectly fine. Because after all, we are a tanky character, so we don't really want tank stats on our gear. If anything, with enough meta progression, I don't think you ever pick up health. Because why would you pick up health when you can just get it for free, right? Ooh, speaking of things for free, this is magic growth. Every 10 seconds, I believe, you get +1 permanent magic for your characters, which affects everybody. Movement speed is very powerful. I'm going to go attack speed. Now, normally I would take movement speed, but attack speed is very, very powerful because remember, Guan Yu doesn't have an ability. He scales based on physical attack, or on his amount of attacks. So the more attacks he does, the more he scales. So attack speed, really, really good. That's kind of what the items we want to focus on as well, right? The attack speed items, maybe some crit chance. Crit does seem multiplicative because we do have 80% crit rate, but then you check the characters and it's like 36. So it seems to be multiplicative on the characters you're building. So if they have 10% crit and you have 100% increased crit chance, they have 20% crit. That's how I think it works. Maybe the formulas have a diminishing return. But nonetheless, we are prioritizing attack speed right now, and crit does feel very nice because it does allow you to see very big numbers. Speaking of things that are big, as you can see, earlier I showed you that white items in a white anvil sell for 5, but now they sell for 10, which is where white items cap out on, right? So, but as you can see, green sells for 12, but if we wait for the blue anvil, green will sell for double. So you kind of want to hold on to that. We do have a lot of iron though, so let's roll. Let's see, what do we have? HP growth. Let's add that in. We're going to slam those two together. Life drain and armor. Life drain is like a weird version of like life steal. As you can see right here, you can hover over all these stats and kind of get an explanation, which is very nice. I love it when games give you the information you need. A lot of games do not do that. But as you can see, we are recovering 10 HP every time we do 20,000 damage. So the more powerful we are, the more effective it becomes. Although admittedly, it does have an internal cooldown of 0.3. So keep that in mind. So a little bit of life drain can go a long way. However, I think this is fine. I don't want to drop the attack speed for the obvious reasons. I don't want to sell because it's at a loss. I don't want to re-roll because I want to keep my money for the doors. We need 900, is it? 1,400 already. So we are ways off. About 1,000 left. We do have a lot of souls, so let's spend that before somebody starts yelling at me. We do have another machine gunner, but we are currently working on legally distinct One Punch Man. There we go. As you can see, we do need a couple of units. Oh, I misclicked. Forgive me. I may or may not have misclicked. That's okay, because we have a second statue. Sometimes it just works like that. I wanted to make sure that I don't mess up this, because I need Punchy Boy. But Punchy Boy requires Bold Boy. So if I synthesize the wrong character, I lose out on a lot of value. And I don't want to do that. There's legally distinct Punchy Boy soon. There he is. So now we're missing... Oh, as you can see, we actually need another one of those. I thought we were closer. My bad. But that's okay. Fuse those together. Beautiful. So we're making some headway. It's always a little confusing when you build multiple units that have overlapping characters, because if you mess up the fuse, it's a lot of value gone. And because there's a finite amount of time in a run, wastefulness like that does bite you in the back if you do it wrong. So let us see what we can do. Now, the room is pretty empty, much like my soul. A lot of eggs right here. Unlike my soul, but as you can see, the giant bear has spawned. That's the boss for this particular lair. So let's make sure we kind of avoid him. We have a lot of damage, luckily enough, because we have been scaling. I have a bunch of meta progression, and this is not the most difficult room out there. Looks like I stepped on a statue by accident. Looks like it spawned right on top of me. That does happen, which is kind of funny sometimes. So let us actually just get this. Beautiful. Let's do some rolls. See if we encounter something. We do. Very nice. And another one. Awesome. Looking very good. We're doing lots of damage. Another green anvil awaits us. Oh yeah. I could have definitely cranked up the difficulty considerably. There's also magnets in the game. They're quite rare though, sadly. But the room is not that big, so it's fine. Alright. Slam those together. Alright. Ooh. Shadow Ring. This is like perhaps a nice time to maybe do a reroll, but once again, we are saving for the doors. So I'm just going to sit on that for the next time until we get the platinum, so we can actually sell it for max value that we can generate, or keep it in case we fuse other platinums together, or silver ones. And then we can maybe slap the two epics together for a randomized legendary. Who knows? I'm not sure what the play is right there. As long as we're not wasting value, I think it's going to be fine. A lot of eggs right here. There we go. We're doing lots of damage. What are our stats at right now? 416 already. Perfect. With minimal items that are actually giving offensive stats. We're getting lots of levels here. Very good. We almost have enough for another opening. And thus another blessing. Which is going to be very, very lovely. Ooh. Let's fuse that. Nice. So the next one is going to be huge. I'm going to sit on a few more points. So the next statue can immediately give us another fusing. Now, arguably, I could have just sold the other guy to get the scaler earlier. And perhaps in terms of like potential and consistency, that probably would have been better. Because then I would have had two people charging up everybody's damage, as opposed to having a cheap item that I don't have to rebuy again, right? There it is, the door, top left, you can see it also, the icon. We also have 1400 gold. Let's see. Ooh, physical crit is nice. 10 gold grove is also okay. Because we're trying to get to the actual door, right? So I'm going to take the gold growth. Now every so often we just get free gold. We're just simply existing. Now normally I do take damage, but since we do already so much damage, and I want to kind of see if I can get the achievement right here, which requires one more room, we need as much gold as we can get. There it is. Let's make sure they are quite decently positioned. As far as I can tell, by the way, we're not pulling anything out of the zone. It seems like everything is just equal in terms of chance. So you could, if you are lucky enough, build an entire group of a single unit as far as I can tell. But, of course, it is quite problematic if you try to push for that. There you go. We have Punchy Boy. Very nice. Punchy Boys on left, Punchy Boy on right, and then the administrators, office workers on the top. There you go. Like proper management. They're always in the top and don't do a whole lot. It's beautiful. But yeah, the next door, as you can see, is 2100. So we need a lot of gold. But as you can see, we are doing a lot of damage already. Now, mind you, the biggest crit that I have seen was a crit from Legally Distinct One Punch Man for over 1 million. So we have a lot of wiggle room still to go. Oof. Unfortunate. That could have been so good, and it ended up not being. That, on the other hand, is very lovely. That is very good. Let's actually switch that with... Yeah, we don't need more health. Let's switch that. Alright. That's a really nice epic. 50 fizz, flat, and then the 40% crit damage. Very nice. That's going to really help out. Ooh, that was a 100k crit. Maybe you can pause the video and see what the highest number was there, because there were a lot of good numbers. Because if we take a look at the damage of Guan Yu, 68 already. Almost nice. Almost, but not quite. So we're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, we do have to make sure we keep moving from room to room to max out the value on the chests and experience through eggs and such like these. This is an epic X, so they have more experience and more tough mobs. Very important. Let's touch. Alright, come on. Another office worker. As you can see, we can fuse the office workers together now. And now we can also fuse the Legally Distinct One Punch Man. Very important. And then we have our base setup. We have a carry that can do a lot of single target damage. And we have two scalers that are incredibly powerful in their own right already. But there is another thing to consider, and that's set bonuses. As you can see right here, we only currently have 3 set bonuses in the blue And then the flesh body, yeah, requires a lot more different purple stands. And every character has different combos they can benefit from that are tuned towards their character. So for example, the physical guy has more physical requirements for his stance combos. Having that said though, we are not that character, so we are currently more than fine. Alright. We've already got over 1500 health. So we are more than tanky enough. Ooh, some nice crits in there. I saw them. Didn't I just say that I was going to walk around? Let us do just that. I'm a little slow. Kind of wish I had taken that earlier movement speed. But yeah, as you can see, lots of eggs, lots of material. The green stuff is actually what allows you to get the meta progression. That allows you to convert to points, and those points can be spent on meta progression. Alright, there we go. More eggs. A lot of chests here as well. Very good. More eggs. Oh yeah, we are smashing. We are smashing. Look at that. Gold chest. 1.3k and counting. What do you guys reckon? Are we going to make enough money? I wonder. Put it in the comments below so I can farm engagement. Do you think at this moment, 11 minutes, that I'm going to make enough money? Because I think I do. Never mind. I just jumped up a lot of money. Never mind. We're definitely don't put it in the chat that we're going to make enough money. There's no point. We're about to make it. Don't be a fool. Alright. Legally distinct One Punch Man has arrived. So now we should also have another bonus if I don't mistake myself. No, actually I might have lost one. Because we only have 3 characters now. So what other characters do we perhaps want to grab? We could pick up the helicopter. Helicopter's quite nice as well. Has a lot of different shopping list that we have to do. So let us enjoy just that. Okay. Nice. We do need a lot of revolvers. So yeah. Let's take the combos right here. As you can see, I did indeed lose out on a set bonus right there, but that's okay. Platinum anvil right there. So now we can sell the green items. Now remember, the green items previously sold for 12. Now they're selling for 25, more than half, technically. So we want to get rid of all the green and then just see what we can make. Oh, look at that. I could slam these together, but I have another one here. Interesting. Let's slam these together. Oh, that's very unfortunate. So I'm just going to sell that because I want to save the money for the door. More attack speed. Very important. Very powerful. There we go. Let's sell that. We could slam these together. Armor. Movement speed. That is incredible. I was just talking about how I was not liking the lack of movement speed. Perfect. Like the game can listen. The game hears me. So now we should move a lot faster. That feels a lot better already. A giant explosion? Yep, that was legally distinct One Punch Man. So keep an eye out. When you see him fly off and then hit a powerful target, I think that was nearly 500,000 crit. What are we at right now? 664. Almost nice again. We also have a door. That's perfect. So let us actually open up a door right here and get that last achievement. Ooh. Let's actually get the physical damage because we no longer need gold, right? So now, as you can see, we unlocked 5 rooms. Very good. Massive explosions. Ah, the final incarnation of the statue as well. Another infantry. There we go. Now we have a shotgun. Beautiful. All right. Oh, the damage is there. The damage is absolutely there. Okay. We're doing good so far. What else can we do? I think we just have to focus on staying alive right now. Because we're getting closer and closer to the boss. And see if we can maybe make some value happen here. That is not value. That is what most people would refer to as disappointment. I guess I could drop some crit, but I kind of don't want to. And since we are already generating so much physical attack with these two absolutely going ham, I don't think it's worth losing out on the crit. Okay. Let's make the rounds. This is definitely a lot easier than the higher end difficulty that I was doing before. Probably explains why I could actually open up a 5th door, because typically it's a little bit more tricky to do just that. Alright. Let's see. Another machine gunner, or yeah, machine gunner. Another revolver. There we go. Now we have sharpshooter. So we're almost ready to fuse another epic. Hopefully we can finish it off before the final boss. Yes, we can. We just need one more statue, basically, and enough points. And I think we can do it immediately. So let's make sure we grab a bunch of levels. Level 46 right now. Very good. Pick up that XP. We're doing good. If I pick up an anvil, I probably will reroll the some of the value items that I've been sitting on. Okay. Very good. There's an epic egg right there. There should be another statue soon. So hopefully we have enough points when he comes around. Well, first the anvil. Let's see. Combine those. Not really what we're looking for. I'm going to roll this. Oh, I can't roll that. Looks like rolling does become more expensive. I didn't roll typically that much. You know what? Since we're so close to the end, let's just get rid of everything. Let's do a little bit of a Hail Mary. Well, that's a little bit of an upgrade, I guess. More attack speed, more movement speed. I'll take that. That was really messy. Don't do what I just did. But yeah, we are close to the end, so it's very difficult to mess up and lose the game right now. Especially since we have a legally distinct helicopter. As you can see. Look at that damage. And he summons missiles that also burn the ground. So we have 127 on the 4th attack, and then we have a 717k physical damage hit that can crit. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. So as you can see, the helicopter right now is just a kind of a minigun, but will shoot a lot of rockets and leave fire behind. There you go. Lots of fire, and that fire scales with physical damage, and we have lots of physical damage. We have crossed the 1k physical damage, 2k life as well, 2.1k, nearly 2.2k. Number go up. All right. Definitely doing a quality over quantity run, because you can have a bunch of different units. Ah, there's the tree. Let's make sure we don't get the wood it wants to give us. Oh yeah, we are absolutely decimating it. I definitely should have gone to a higher difficulty. This is definitely the wrong impression. We just critted real hard. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Indeed, 1069. That's just nice, isn't it? How many combos did we end up with? Yeah, physical attack, magic power, damage bonus. You can see the DPS. The total damage that they have done. Absolutely wonderful. Not too shabby indeed. Alright, so continue. And then you can do some talents. You can exchange the currency. And then you can buy some additional stats if you would want to. Which is very good. Having that said though, I'm going to make sure that I have enough life on the physical. Make sure my other setup is also good. Look at that. So now we are going to get HP growth on every character. No matter who we play. Do we have enough experience to upgrade? No, we do not. Except for Zephyr. But yes, we're working on it. There's a lot of interesting effects that can occur during these runs with whatever character you play. But yes, there you go. I Am Legion, Stand Survivor. Very cheap on Steam. You should check it out. It is quite a lovely game. I've definitely played more than 10 hours right now of it. So I got my money's worth. So in case you enjoy Vampire Survivors, there you go. I Am Legion, Stand Survivors. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next video or otherwise on stream, where I try to be live every day if I can. Thank you so much. Have a good night. I am out.